Hello guys, hope you are doing well. I want to talk to you today for a few minutes about why it's so important that when we look at how a child is feeling, hello Bailey, we look at the whole picture. So I've been working with a lot of parents recently, and this is a really common thing, who come to me with a child who is feeling sick a lot of the time, or they have tummy aches. And these tummy aches aren't random. They've obviously been to the doctor already. Some of the times the doctor has said that it's possibly anxiety related. And we can see that these tummy aches and these physical symptoms come up with children because it's often in relation to them feeling nervous about going somewhere, whether that be going to school, going to their friend's house to play, going to a social event. And what I want to share with you today is one of the things that I've been talking to parents about recently, parents that I've been working with. When I work with parents, I typically work with them, if it's one-on-one, I work with them over a 12-week period, and that gives me enough time to really get a full picture and understand, in this example, like, what is it that's causing this tummy ache? Why is this child constantly saying that they feel sick? And I want to share with you one thing. Here's Bailey. I want to share with you one thing that has really stood out to me in the past couple of weeks when I've been working with parents whose child is feeling sick or has tummy aches. What I've noticed is that, and this was very much my experience as a little girl, especially at school, is that when a child doesn't particularly know why they feel nervous, they can easily revert to saying something like, I don't feel well. It was the same with me as a little girl, or I feel sick. Now, it's not that that physical symptom of feeling sick or the tummy ache isn't real, because I know as a little girl, it was for me. Like, I felt that tummy ache. I felt that physical sensation in my body. But the way that I would describe it is almost like if we don't know why we actually feel nervous, like we don't know. And by the way, this is why it often doesn't even help to ask a child, how is it that you're feeling, or what is it that you're nervous about? Because they don't know. I didn't know. If I look back to me as a little girl, even if somebody had said, what is it that you're nervous about, or how are you feeling, Jen? I think looking back through my adult lens now, I couldn't have told you. I would have said, I don't know, I just don't feel well. And I think what happens is that when, as children, and this goes for us as adults as well, when we don't know why, because we often don't know why. Sometimes we know why we feel nervous, but there's often times where we don't know why we feel nervous. And I think what happens is, because the physical symptom is so obvious, we just revert to describing that. If you're in a cycle, like a lot of parents tell me that they are, where you're in this cycle of your child saying they don't feel well, or they have a tummy ache, or they're feeling sick, and obviously you've had it all checked out. Medically, you've been told there's nothing wrong. And it's obvious that your child says this in connection to feeling nervous. It's worth bearing in mind that no amount of asking your child what they're nervous about, or how are they feeling, or why are they feeling nervous, is likely to help if they don't know why they feel the way that they do. And what will often happen is they'll just revert to describing the physical symptom to you. I don't know, I just feel really sick. And I would say that is a clue for you that it's not that my child isn't opening up to me. It could actually be that my child doesn't actually know why they feel nervous, okay? And that's the work that I do with parents. It isn't just about coping strategies. In fact, working with me is not coping strategies at all. It's really detective work. It's looking at, okay, what is it that's likely causing these tummy aches? Because as I shared on my stories today, a lot of the parents that I work with will go to somebody like the doctor and they'll be told it's likely anxiety related, but the doctor doesn't know what to do after that. This is the work that I do with parents. We actually sit down, and the first session that I have with a parent, I look at the whole picture. So I don't just look at the tummy ache, for example. I look at the whole picture. I ask a certain amount of questions that provide me with lots of details about different areas of your child's life. We might talk about their ability to talk about feelings. We might talk about how is their sleep. We might talk about their eating habits, their ability to feel calm in certain situations. What is school life like? And I'll ask you all of these different questions, and some of the questions might not feel relevant to you, and some will. But the main reason that I do that is so that I can create a whole detailed picture about your child. And then what I then do is I join the dots, and this is what I'm really good at. There's many things I'm not good at, but this particular thing I am an expert in. I've been doing this for 16 years, and really a lot of what led me to this work is because I had to become an expert in understanding why I used to struggle with anxiety so much, because the people that I thought would have the answers for me growing up, and really all the way up into my early 30s, didn't. And that's a really scary place to be, when you feel like you're isolated on your own and, you know, there's nobody out there that can help you. So I had to become an expert in my own life to understand why I used to feel the way that I did. So what we do is we look at a detailed picture, and then I can really easily pinpoint, okay, join the dots. They feel like this at school, for example, and then I'll look at the fine details. I was saying to a parent yesterday, like, my thinking runs very deeply. When I'm asking parents questions, it's not random. In the background, there's a lot of thinking going on for me while I'm listening to you describe your child, and I'm joining the dots. And why that's so important is because then I can really help you understand why likely your child is feeling sick or why they're having tummy aches. And what that knowledge does is really empowers you and puts you in a position as a parent to be able to actually understand what's going on a deeper level. What really frustrates me, if I'm honest, is the amount of professionals, whether it be therapists, doctors out there, that particularly doctors are great in so many areas, but what really frustrates me is when so many different professionals, medical professionals, therapists, psychologists as well, will often just focus on the what they see on the surface and don't actually look at what's going on underneath. Like, there's just no way I would sit down with a parent and start advising them, for instance, on how to help their child when they say they feel sick. Like, I'm more interested in why. WHY. I've been saying this for years. Why? Why is this child anxious about this thing? Why are they constantly having headaches? Why do they have constipation? Why are they not speaking in certain situations? Why do they keep saying that they feel sick, which is the thing that I used to say when I was at school. When I was a little girl, nobody got to the why. Everyone responded to what they saw on the surface. Let's take Jan to the doctor, which is always the best place to go when you've got a physical symptom first. But then it was like when the doctor said there was nothing wrong with me, because they were just looking at physically, I was sent back to school, and then the teachers would just again respond to the physical symptom. Oh, you feel dizzy, you feel sick. Why don't you go for some fresh air outside? There was nothing physically wrong. The physical symptom was the end result. Nobody knew how to look at the cause. Why did I feel that way? What was causing me to say that I felt sick every day at school? It was something going on at school, but nobody knew how to look at that. That's the work that I do with parents. Coping strategies are great, but on their own, they're not enough, because if we just keep teaching parents and children how to just cope with different feelings, we're never asking the question, why are those feelings showing up in the first place? So I hope this helps you. If you've got a child right now who often does say that they feel sick, or maybe they have tummy aches, and you're asking them why they're feeling that way, and they don't know, and they're not opening up to you, I just want to remind you that no amount of asking them why they feel that way or trying to help them open up is likely going to help, because it's really likely that their brain is right now so focused on the feeling that they feel, like the tummy ache or the feeling sick in connection to the nervousness, that that's the only thing that they can talk about to you right now. And what we need to do is look at what's going on underneath. Why are they feeling that way? Let me know if there's any way that I can help you, and I hope this helps, because I know so many parents get frustrated, like, oh, I just want my child to open up. they might not know why they feel the way that they do, and then it's really difficult for them to open up because they don't know why they feel sick and they don't know what's causing them to feel so nervous right now.